Fan violence at the Euro 2016 has masked a great opening in terms of football. It really has been such a sore sight to see all of the violence, and I'm not going to sit here on this clip and try to pinpoint certain groups. It was the Russian hooligans, which, by the way, I know are out in full force and causing problems. England fans, before the game even kicked off, the day before the game kicked off, even in France, before their game kicked off, before France's game, causing problems in pubs and bars. And then we have Ukraine fans and Germany fans clashing. And it really is eye-opening to, it reminds me back to the 1998 World Cup in France, where, to be honest, I don't think the French police do the best job of trying to calm the situation. I can't speak firsthand because I'm not a French police officer and I don't understand what their protocol is. But from what I can see, the main overarching issue that I want to touch on first before we get into a back and forth discussion is it's sickening to me that people, whether they're individuals, couldn't give two shits who they support, would put at risk neutral fans who come there to enjoy the game, because that's what they're doing, not just in their own safety by attacking them, but is France not in a state of emergency? Have they not had enough problems this year with terrorist attacks that all they have done so far to this tournament is prepare themselves to withstand any larger magnitude of attack and try to deploy, 80,000 soldiers to the stadiums, to France, to try and make sure that everyone remains safe against the bigger threat of terror? And what do these hooligans do? No, they distract the fucking police. They distract them. They drag them all over the place. And whether the police are handling themselves to the top of their own standard or not, I couldn't care less. What I see is a distracted policing system now that allows everyone in this tournament now to be vulnerable. Everyone. Yeah, they're still going to have people in place to make sure that protocols put there to try and help prevent any mass attack, touch wood. But is that not what the focus of this tournament was, of the security? Not to focus on just animalistic individuals, but focus on the bigger attack that may come and plague this tournament, that plagued Paris last year, that almost got into the stadium, but a good level of security, a good level of focus and concentration, thank God, prevented the actual explosion from getting inside the stadium. That's what they should be focusing on, not just shambolic people who want to destroy everything for each other, right? And this is the last point I want to make. Everyone's differentiating, by the way, and I don't think the English media are doing as great a job as they think, right? Before the Russians even were involved, they were masking the fact that England fans were causing riots. And by the way, football fans of every team, every football country has idiotic fans. Russian fans are horrible. England fans never have travelled well. But these aren't representative of football fans, which a lot of outlets I see are like, it's standard football hooliganism. Send those idiots to baseball games, to fucking cricket games, to a chess match, and they'll cause a fight. Because that's all they're there to do, is to cause fights. So don't think this represents football. We went to a Mexico game, man, and I tweeted out yesterday. It was such an eye-opening experience. 80,000+ Mexican fans who have been tarnished with such a negative, disgusting brush, the rapist thugs by a certain politician. Did you see any aggression, violence?
No.
I've seen fans just acting as they should. Passionate, but cordial, and just enjoying the game. And to those fans that are destroying the Euros, and now their teams may face harsh punishment. England and Russia are susceptible now to punishment, maybe even disqualification, because of the fans.
Yeah, that's like the big thing too, because their teams might face disqualification. They think there's no bigger picture, is what I've always seen from it. So I have like specific friends back home who I went to school with who support certain countries in the Euros. And their dissents, I'm not going to go into specifics because I'm not going to point fingers at them for being a specific type of fan either. But their dissents always were that they would go to certain matches to literally cause fights. At one point I thought it was kind of an interesting take on being a fan for whether it be whatever, football, American sports, British sports, doesn't matter. So what I find amazing about it, though, is what you just pointed out is the media's effect on calling it as this is simply what football fans are. And that really is just not true. And the worst part about it is whatever you want to call it, the funnel down into the American media, because we have our sources. We have BBC Sport that we can still check on their websites, but you don't get their broadcasts really over here in America. It's going to be overshadowed by our own media agenda, whatever you want to call it. The Fox News, the MSNBCs, both sides of the aisle. World football in general doesn't get the coverage in America as it does everywhere else, even when there's two major soccer competitions going on. What happens is that's all we see is that. They give us, nope, that's football fans being football fans, and they poke light at it. you know, MSNBC the other day was showing, oh, here's a guy running with a chair. And then they cut back to their other stuff. They go, but also in the NBA Finals, this guy's being this. And it's, to me, amazing because they don't give it the right amount of focus. It's not that you need to show the videos because they are, for the most part, either you can consider them not safe for work, I guess, for maybe public broadcast when there's violence going on. But it's just frustrating on the end of the American side because we don't get a fair coverage when it comes to the violence that's going on. It's not football fans being football fans. This is like, you know, the 0.1% that could ruin it for the 99.9%. There was a great video of Northern Ireland fan, and who was the other?
Poland.
In Poland. Robert Lewandowski fans everywhere, dancing, at least in the street. So you can see you can turn fighting into dancing, and we can take away something good. I was happy the Telegraph kind of put this in there to break up the terrible news of the violence.
There you go.
There it is.
Whoa!
Happy they are. I love how there's one, like, there's all Northern Ireland fans. There's
one Polish guy.
One Polish guy.
Well, settling. It reminds me of Mark Wahlberg, Will Ferrell was in that Daddy movie that was out.
Oh, Daddy's
And at the end of it, they settle things with a dance-off.
Right.
That's how you settle things if you're a real man. But so that'll transition to the world of football, right? So France opened it. You know, you've seen that clip, talked about France. Then we move forward to the usual suspects. And the usual suspects in terms of Germany look efficient, well-oiled machine.
I thought you were going to go right into England.
No, I'm going to get to... I am talking about the usual suspects first, and they are, in their own terms, the usual suspects, because England pile on the pressure, have so many shots on goal. Russia look nothing short of shambolic going forward. I'm talking about, they had one lump up top who they launched the ball into, who was a little bit of a handful, but then just inexperienced decisions from Roy Hodgson. Just Russia, just like England, just like, all right, take possession in the 85th, 86th minute, because you know what? We're England. We're like Spain. We'll knock the ball around. We're the Barcelona of the world. We'll keep possession. No, you're fucking England. This happens every single tournament. Have you not learned your lesson? As soon as you take your foot off the gas, other teams realise that you're England. That's the only way I can describe it. There's no other way to put it grammatically to try and emphasise the fact that you're an average football team with talented players. So other teams will take advantage. Russia just launched the ball in, looping header, 1-1. The England fans are down on the deck as if they've just lost a cup final.
Specifically when Roy Hodgson pulled off his mask and revealed that he was Arsene Wenger sitting on the sideline. I don't know why, for whatever reason. Maybe I can't say I predicted. I wanted England to win the Euros because I think the last time they won a major competition was featured in Mad Men. It's true. They show him like the World Cup win that they had. And I'm watching it, and for whatever reason, like I wasn't heartbroken that like England lost, but I was just kind of sitting there. I haven't watched too much English like national football, but I see that happen. I go like, wow, that's a heartbreaker. Given that Russia's not that good of a team, and when you compare starting 11s, you're kind of going, why isn't Jamie Vardy in? Because I was a little surprised that like I'm waiting there going like sub in Vardy. Why aren't you subbing in Vardy? You need some speed on the wing. There's a guy who's fast on your bench who plays on the wing. But you also mentioned the thing with England real quick is the midfield could be a major problem. So, that was a major problem from the 70th minute on.
So, by the way, and people will jump to the easy conclusion that Wayne Rooney is to blame for some things. I thought Wayne Rooney was one of the most composed players in the park.
He was fine.
I thought he had a good game. You take off Wayne Rooney. Do you know who would have told England players what to do in the last 10 minutes of that game? Put a ball in the corner. Put it in the corner, run into the corner, and waste time. That's what Wayne Rooney would have said. You bring on Jack Wilshere, who's played just as many minutes in the Premier League as I have, and he didn't do a bad job. Well, I think so. He's played more minutes for England this season, this year, than he has for Arsenal.
Wow.
Right? So
why'd they bring Wilshere along in the first place?
Exactly. Good question. Do you know who would have been perfect? Do you know who would have been absolutely perfect in the closing minutes of a football game when you're trying to win it? Danny Drinkwater. Danny fucking Drinkwater. Because he hunts possession, he will win the ball, he'll put it into the corner, who you can link up with Vardy if you bring him on. But no, you've got inexperience in there. They're all talented. And this is the balance that I talked about. Yes, you want to install youth. Yes, you want to make sure that, because the experience has never got England anywhere. But you need that balance. Wayne Rooney, I thought, slowed the game up when it had to and picked the right passes at times. Yeah, he wasn't perfect, but I like him in that role. And I think that's a far too easy judgment to jump on that bandwagon. The ball was put into the box for Russia with far too much space, not enough people closing them down. And this is my decision. The last point in England is, in the next game, Roy Hodgson is on the opposite end of the spectrum. Many people jumping on France for not playing as well. France have 3 points. The world is literally their oyster now. They have Albania next. They can just, all right, let's just change things up. let's see how we go. Whereas England are facing a team so high on confidence.
Wales?
Fucking Gareth Wales.
Yeah. They look, I thought I was impressed with how they played in general, and Bale had, of course, his major impact on the game, but it wasn't him that sent home the winner with the 1-0 game. And he seems like a great leader for the team, because just watching the press conference afterwards on the field, it was a big moment for him. And once Bale gets going, I know it's like, there's no one-man team.
Yeah.
Like, Ronaldo's not going to, no offense to Portugal, I think it would be amazing if he did it, but I don't see Ronaldo leading Portugal by himself past teams like Germany or Spain, or maybe not Spain, but like France. Like, Bale could be in this different role than we've seen him really for Real Madrid, and I watch him. Obviously, his speed is still there. Obviously, his man bun is still there. But his way of leadership on the field, his way of just kind of dictating the pace of the game, I guess was what I'm trying to say, should make England fans a little worried.
Absolutely. And Wales, by the way, dark horses to do really well in this tournament, because the collective spirit, who is it that had collective spirit again? Oh, yeah, Leicester City. And they went on and won the Premier League. They have guys in the middle, like Joe Allen, the Welsh Pirlo, working hard, great game.
The plumber fixing his toilets.
He was fixing all the leaks in the middle of the park. Aaron Ramsey, despite the fact he's got a dodgy hairstyle, looks like Slim Shady, dyed his hair blonde, played very well. Williams at the back, strong defensively, didn't make any mistakes. And then you've got the talent, easily one of the best players in the world at the moment in Gareth Bale. England fans should be wary. So, final point on the teams that we've just seen. Spain just finished their game today. They don't look like they have a cutting edge. Czech Republic are a tough opponent. Spain don't look like they have a cutting edge going forward. Morata's not bad up top. Aduriz they brought in a little bit later. I think there's still room for a Fernando Torres in there. He always comes up in certain occasions for Spain and provides that extra bit of threat. I think they've got far too many cooks and not enough people to actually eat the dinner.
That's a really good reference. I was going to say that Torres seems like the guy who shows up to the party about an hour and a half late and forgets to introduce himself.
Eats the rest of the food. Right. Is that you going to eat that? All right, I'll take it.
Beer? Oh.
And Francis Maxwell's dark horse come away with a victory. It wasn't the prettiest game, but Croatia.
They're going to say Copa America, Uruguay.
Oh, no. My Copa America. I'll save that for the Copa
America.
America.
Luka Modric's volley was beautiful.
Luka Modric up there with potential goal of the tournament, but it's not going to beat Payet.
We've had one game each per team.
Payet is still the
we
goal
got
of
time.
The so if I missed your team in my analysis so far, I apologise. Poland got the victory over Northern Ireland. Northern Ireland, I do apologise. You guys are going out. You guys are going out.
It's nice, but they're the ones dancing.
I love their fan. It's early days. Crazier things have happened, but just going on first game basis, you don't look good going forward, and you don't have enough, I would say, composure at the back. And Poland didn't play that well. Lewandowski was a ghost. He didn't look like I barely even seen him. So plenty of stuff to talk about. We will have more Euro coverage coming day by day now, because, by the way, believe it or not, we actually have lives on the weekend. We kind of. So, and if you didn't already know, there's two major tournaments going on. Or three, sorry, if you're TYT Sports. We have the NBA Finals still going on. We have the Copa America, and we have the Euros. So if we could split us into two, it'd be great. I could have one of me buying a bow tie and the other one getting a margarita, watching the Copa America.
So neither of you covering
none of us covering the Euros. And Jason would be, probably both of you would be watching the NBA still.
The same game, yeah.
All right, hit us in the comment section below. What do you think? Of course, the fan violence masked a beautiful opening weekend, but the football's still there. It's still enjoyable to watch. Stay tuned. Those Copa America fans clip will be coming soon as well. The mighty US go through whilst Francis Maxwell predicts it game by game. Spot on, apart from the winners of the tournament. Hit us on Twitter at Francis_Maxwell, Jason Rubin 91. Peace.